Our story begins in Johnson County Developmental Supports in Lenexa, Kansas. JCDS is a non-profit organization which is administered by the Johnson County government. This is where we met Roy, a JCDS employee. He faces many challenges in the workplace, such as involuntary movements and difficulties counting due to his cognitive disabilities. Despite this, Roy is a dedicated employee. Roy's current task at JCDS involves counting out and packaging a variety of drywall anchors and screws. Oftentimes, the amount of anchors and screws required can fluctuate. When we first met Roy, he was using this system. It took him 2 minutes and 12 seconds to use, putting him on a pace to complete 27 bags per hour, resulting in 162 bags produced in a normal workday. This means that Roy is not reaching his quota because he and his co-worker must produce 500 bags per day. This system is slow and the employee has to pick up each screw and anchor twice, once to count and once to bag. It also shifts on the table and the screws and anchors roll around on the template due to their cylindrical shape. This device is not easily interchangeable and Roy has to hold the bag so he can only use one hand. He generally requires assistance from a helper. To begin the design process, we made a list of what our final device must do, might do, and must not do. In order to improve Roy's productivity and speed, we began brainstorming different designs. We then started making different prototypes using cardboard and wood. We returned to JCDS with 2 working prototypes so that we may obtain some feedback on which one would be better for Roy to use. The one that suited Roy's needs best was this particular design. This system only required Roy to grab the objects once. It has an interchangeable template, and the objects don't roll around said template like that of the previous system JCDS used. But we decided that it also needed to put the objects directly into the bag. This was the other prototype that we tested. It was less successful than our other design. It did not count the anchors. Both of our original designs were brought together to form one all-purpose product. It fixed all the productivity issues plaguing Roy. We named our new prototype CAPS. CAPS stands for Counting and Packaging System. To enhance our sketches for producing the device, we designed and dimensioned them using CAD software. This allowed us to gain perspective and to refine our design.
So this is how to use CAPS. Every time JCDS gets a new contract, the pairs will adapt CAPS to fit the new contract by filling the empty wells in the templates with these plugs, leaving only open the holes that they need filled. They then fill the storage bins with large quantities of anchors and screws. At this point, CAPS is now ready for Roy to use. The first step is to put the bag on the device. He then fills all the open wells with anchors, and then on the other side he fills the open wells with screws. He then pulls the tow out, pulls the bag off, and he has a completed unit.
CAPS allows Roy to accurately count out and package a set number of anchors and screws in a shorter time frame. With very little training, Roy is able to complete 1 unit in 1 minute and 20 seconds, which means that he can produce 45 bags per hour and 270 bags per day. This allows Roy to make a unit with 40% more productivity. CAPS prevents the screws and anchors from rolling around. It does not move on the table itself. It requires each item to be handled only once, saving both time and effort. Roy does not have to hold the bag open while putting screws and anchors into them and can use both hands to put the bag on the device. CAPS also made Roy independent because he can use CAPS by himself without the bins needing to be refilled for over half an hour.
Was that easy? Mm-hmm.
We also had Jamie, Roy's co-worker, test our device, and he demonstrated a similar improvement. Jamie managed to successfully complete a bag in 48 seconds, up from a previous time of 65 seconds. This puts Jamie on pace to produce 75 bags per hour and 450 bags per day. Together, Roy and Jamie can produce 720 bags per day, easily surpassing their production goal of 500 bags. CAPS has remarkably corrected the challenges that Roy and Jamie face. Both Roy and Jamie enjoy the ease and efficiency of CAPS, and they can't wait to keep using it more in the future.
Which do you like using better?
You like this one better?
Excellent.